Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me and watch this video. Today we will make little tray, little Easter tray, Easter basket. You could use this as a basket, wrap it in a cellophane, put few things on the inside, and I think that would be such an awesome gift. But also as a decoration, you can fill this up with some Easter eggs, Easter candy, and just display it just the way it is. I think it's such a beautiful project. So to make this project, we will use this decorational piece that I purchased from Dollar Tree. So this is only $1.25 plus your shipping box that I'm pretty sure every single one of us has some shipping boxes laying around, and some decorative paper. So this one was attached right here together, so it was meant to hang, I guess, on a wall with a little attachment here. I removed all the tickets, all the tags. I separated both pieces. I do have a shipping box which I will take apart. I would pre-cut pieces for the tray and I will be right back. Okay, so I did cut apart my cardboard and I pre-cut some pieces to size. What I did, and as you can see, this one is a little bit too long, so I will just make it mark, and I will trim this one also to size. So the width of the box of the basket, it will be the same as this sign. So I cut my pieces based on the length of this sign. So it depending on the box that you are using, your dimensions, width dimensions might be a little bit different. The width of the flap, this is actually the flap that I'm using, is 6 3/4, and the length is the same as this piece. So you might have to adjust some sizes based on a base that you will create for this, and I will guide you through it. So this will be the base. I did cut two pieces, same as this sign, as you can see, and that's gonna be for the front and the back of the box. And I did cut one more piece that is same length as the sign because we want the height of the box to be the same. But I did not cut it to size long way because I will use this piece to create the sides. So if this will be our box, this will be the side. So for right now, I'm not cutting this to size. I'm gonna put it aside. So for this, to wrap all this, all those pieces, I will use cardstock. So to cover this, I'm gonna use colorful cardstock. You can use any color you want. I'm trying to match something that it's more of an Easter color. So this is the one I'm choosing, and as you can see, the sign is longer than this paper, so we will have to glue some paper together to make sure that we can cover the entire piece. So let me put all of this on the side for now. So we will glue our cardstock together, but I don't want to glue the full pieces. So as a guide, I'm just gonna take something and I want a little bit longer, approximately 1 inch, so I'm just gonna make a little mark where I want to cut it, and I will just trim this because I don't want to waste an entire paper. So we will apply the glue and we will glue those two pieces together. Just like that. And now let's see if this will be enough to cover our entire project. And as you can see, it will not be enough, so we need to glue additional pieces on that side. So let me take another piece, and for now I'm just gonna glue it together. Just like that. So this will be extension to the piece, just like this. So now I'm gonna turn it around and I will glue it this way. So let me apply the glue along the side right here. And now I'm gonna glue this long piece. Just like that. And now we can trim excess just to make sure that this is just about even. So now if we lay all these pieces, and I got 3 of these, okay, so this is the one for the sides. So this will be the front, this will be the middle, and this will be the back. So as you can see, this paper is still too long, but we're gonna leave it for now. Let's start gluing those pieces. So I do want to leave approximately 1 inch, just so we got room to wrap this. And now we're gonna glue the long piece, that's gonna be the base. And now when we are using chipboard, we are leaving the space approximately 1/8 of an inch, but because we are working with the cardboard, we're gonna leave approximately 1/4 inch, and that's to accommodate for that fold. Okay, so now we have one more piece left. Alright, we're gonna leave approximately 1/4 of an inch. I can't see it from where I sit, but that's about right. Okay. And now we will trim this paper. We will trim it, but I'm pretty sure we will use it. So I'm gonna trim approximately 1 inch from this side. And didn't come out too even, but I can pre-trim it. So just like with chipboard, we will pre-score this. It's just gonna be easier for us to work with this. And I will run the score on both sides in between the cardboard. That should help us fold those pieces. And last one in here. Then we turn, we're gonna do the same on this side and on this side. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I will crease it. The cardboard is a little bit softer than a chipboard, so I don't think you're gonna get this really square edge, but I think it will be nicer than without it. So now we still need to miter the corners, and we will do small angle, but we will leave a little bit more cardstock in here, because you want to make sure that those thicker corners of the cardboard will be wrapped. So I prefer to leave a little bit more than not enough. And now we will wrap this. And I'm putting glue on my head. So now let's make sure that this is all stuck. Just like that. And we will glue all 4 sides. Now I don't know if you guys have a better way of doing this, but this is the way I do it. Okay. So just make sure that everything is stuck, nothing is lifting. And now we will work this score, but be patient, take a little bit time, because you just want to stretch this paper so it's getting into this score. You don't want to cut it. So by doing this, we are just stretching the paper. And we do this on all 4 sides, just like that. Try to fold that. If your fold is nice, that means you scored enough. I'm gonna work this one a little bit. And I think this is nice. So because we have a joint in here, that's where we will position our sign, just like that, so you won't be able to see it. So now I will cut some of this leftover cardstock I have to cover this spine. So I want this to be wrapped really nicely. So I am gonna cut a little bit wider piece, and this is about 2 inches wide, and we got 2 pieces. So let's glue this. And I'm doing that because when we place decorative paper on the inside, it's not going to be that visible, because we have those scores nicely covered. So as you can see it, I'm trying to work this score at the same time I'm trying to glue it. And I do that because this score is a little bit deeper than a chipboard, so the paper tends to try to lift out a little bit on the side. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And I'm putting healthy amount of glue. I want to make sure that this sticks. And I'm trying to make sure that the joint is just about on the middle. So now I'm gonna try to work this. And as you can see, it's trying to lift. So I will just do that. Okay. Just like that. And this piece we can fold over, and this will be our tray. So now this one, the way I fold it over, it kind of stays up, but that's okay because it needs to be up anyway. So this will be our tray. And now, since we have this done, now we can measure from one side to the other, which is approximately 7 inches. And it shouldn't be 7, I thought it was 6. It is 7, so it's a little bit deeper. So the extra piece that we had, I will cut down to 7 inches. Okay. The other piece is a little bit shorter, so I don't know if I can use it, but let's try it. So if we position this in here, and it is actually perfect, 7 inches. So we need to cut one more piece like this. This one is a little bit too short. I won't use it. So based on this piece, I will pre-cut one more. Let's make sure it's even. And this is the reason why I did not pre-cut this piece before, because I wanted to make sure it will stay really nicely in here. So now what we're gonna do, we need to also wrap these pieces. So the width of these pieces is about 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna cut this to 4.5. And we will need 2 pieces for both sides. Now the length we said it's 7, so we will pre-cut this to 9. 9 inches and 9 inches. So we will wrap this piece a little bit different way. We will glue this piece just like that on the middle. And we will do the same thing to the second piece. Now we will score all around. Both of those pieces. Okay, let's fold them over. I will run the spatula at least to help to fold this over. I don't know if that crease is gonna be that square, but at least it has really nice definition. So with these pieces, I want to make something just a little bit different. So I got these small pieces left, which I'm gonna pre-cut to size. So if this piece is 2.5 inches, I need to cut 4 pieces of this. I thought I said 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna cut this piece to 2.5 inches, and I need 4 strips approximately 1 inch long. So 1, 2, 3, and this one is a little bit longer, but that's okay. I will trim it right here to 1 inch. Okay, so I will trim this to 1 inch. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply this piece right here to each side. And by doing that, I'm trying to accomplish something. I have not done this before, but in my head it really should work. So we will find out. So here is the second piece. So I'm just trying to cover this edge right here. So that's one. And we will do the same thing right here. We don't want to see this board on the side. Just like that. Okay. So now we will miter the corners just like that. And now I'm getting a little bit closer, but I still have some cardstock in here. Just like that, and we're going to do the same thing to both pieces. Okay. So now what we will do, we will glue only these flaps, and these we will leave it as they are. So let me make sure that this is nice and square. So we are gluing only those two flaps. this one. And actually that's not true. We are gluing only one flap. The reason for it is when we put this right here, I want to glue, okay, I want to glue this bottom flap in here and the sides right here to create the box. But now looking at it, we're gonna need little strip to cover the base right here. But let's just glue this piece. Just like that. This is too short, but I do have longer piece. So let's measure this. And this is 7 inches. So we're gonna cut this 7 inches by 1 inch. 7 inches, and we need approximately 1 inch strips. They don't have to be 1 inch, but if you do 1 inch, then they are gonna be even on all sides. So now we will glue this right here, right at the edge. So we are basically trying to cover this cardboard underneath, just like this. And we do the same thing on this one. Okay, so our box, it's almost ready. This flap we're gonna glue to the bottom right here. Those two side flaps we're gonna glue to the side. And this is how you will get this really nice finish. So we will do this one side at a time. So let's place the glue on the bottom flap first. So the covered side, it's going to be on the outside. So when I'm positioning this right here, and you can't see it, but I will show you, I'm trying to line this up with the edge right here. So now we will squish it to make sure that the glue adheres. And this is our one side done. And you can see it, what a beautiful edge you have. So we will do the same thing on the opposite side. So we will apply the glue right here. And I will do the same thing on this side. I'm lining up with that base, so you can see how nice and even this is. So now we're gonna squish it to make sure it adheres. And now the only other thing we have to do is actually glue the sides the same way as we did the bottom. So for this side, we apply the glue right here. we will line it up and we will squish it from inside. Now you may have to wait a minute or so just to make sure that this glue grabs it. You don't want this to open up. And I can see it already while I'm picking this up. The glue is trying to come out and open this. So just be patient. Glue this. If you want, you can put little clip to make sure that this gets really nice and stuck. And we're gonna do the same thing on all four corners. So I will do this off camera and I will show you how this came out. Now these back flaps, I'm gluing them actually, this is the side, and I'm gluing this actually on the outside. Now if you wanna decorate the outside, you could do it this way. But if you wanna leave it plain, just the way this one is, and you don't wanna put decorative paper on the front, then you need to glue it on the inside. So I'm gonna apply glue in here. And we will fold this over. Okay, and here is our box. So now I do want to decorate on the outside, but only on 3 sides. Actually, I'm gonna decorate 2 sides, and this we will position right here on the front. I will take my clips. Now this one, I want to make sure it's straight, so I'm gonna bend it a little bit. And I will apply the glue. The back of it, it seems like it's almost like a cardboard or something like that. So this glue should work perfectly fine. So now I will position just like that. Now we can put clips just to make sure that this is nicely stuck. Now those clips are not special clips. I don't know, I bought them. These are actually for, you know, chips or anything like that. So this is our tray. So now, while we are waiting for this to dry, we can cut decorative paper for outside if you like. I think I'm gonna leave it just the way it is. I actually like it, so we're gonna leave it the way it is, but we need to put decorative paper on the inside. And this is the reason I want to make sure that we have everything covered all around, because when we put the paper, I want the edges or the corners to look really nice. So this is about 2.5 inches tall. So since I used purple all around, I'm gonna use purple for the inside. So we will cut this paper. And let's just take the dimensions. So from side to side is 7 inches. I'm gonna cut to 6 7/8. but the length, the depth of it, we said it's 2.5. So I will cut 2 3/8, and I will cut few pieces because we will need quite few of them. 2 3/8. I think I will cut 4, and we'll see if we need any more or not. This one is a little bit wider. So now this way we said about 7 inches, and we're gonna cut to 6 7/8. And we will need 2. I know we will need 2 full length for the front and the back, opposite sides. And we will use those short pieces to kind of overlap. And let's see by how much. So if we put this decorative paper right here, we're gonna need only about 1 inch. So I'm gonna pre-cut this to about 2 inches. And that should do it. So now we can start gluing the sides. I will show you what I'm doing in a moment. Okay, so I just placed it on the inside, squish it, but I don't want this much space over here. So I place this closer to the top. And now we can do the same thing on the opposite side. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna drop this in, but I want to have this closer to the edge, just like that. I think I have to put a little bit more glue in here, but now we can work on this. Now on this side, the shorter pieces, I am gonna place them first. So I will place them just like that. And we will squish it so it adheres. Just like this. And now we can glue the long piece. So the long piece, the way we position, we're gonna match it up edges of the paper to the short piece we just glued. So in here, when we drop this, I'm trying to match this edge right here. Because you don't want this seam to be really that visible. Okay. So now I think this might be glued already. Let's see. And it is. So now we can work on this side, and we're gonna do the same thing. The small piece first. And I'm positioning close to the top edge. And now the longer piece, we're gonna match up just the same way we have done the previous one. Okay, so when we drop this, we're gonna position it even with the top of the piece we just glued. And now we will squish it to make sure all this glue is spread and adheres well. Okay, so the only piece left is actually the bottom of it. So we will cut this piece to 6 7/8. So that's going to be the longer piece, and we will need another strip of 2 inches. Let's do 2 inches and 6 7/8. And we will do the same thing. Now, as you can see, the piece that I cut is a little bit too big. That's okay. I prefer to trim it a little bit than actually cut it too short, and it's not gonna look right. So now this is nice fit. If we put this, I am gonna trim it also a little bit because I want this to lay really nice and flat. So I will remove just the hair. So you do the same thing when you're making your project. Trim it little by little to make sure you got correct size. It's always easier to size it down, then later fix it, because when you cut it too short, now you're gonna have to add some additional seams, which you might not want to do. So let's place this one just like that, and let me just squish this to make sure everything adheres, and just like that. And now we're gonna do the large piece. Okay, now let's make sure it adheres. Now if you like this project, please click like, share, comment and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. This really helps my channel grow. So if you enjoyed this project, please do so. I do appreciate. So now we have our box done. I think it came out really nice. So now we will position the truck on the back just like this. So to position this truck, and you can see it that it fits really nicely, and actually it kind of sits right here almost on the top of that box. So I will use double-sided tape because I think it will give additional strength to hold this. So I'm gonna put it all the way across. Maybe a little piece here. And I will add a little bit of that tape by the tires. And I will do the same on this side. So let me just squish this so I can put more tape. Okay, I'm gonna put one more in here. Okay, so let's remove the backing. Now I will apply additional glue. And now I will position it this way, just like that. Let me try to push this so it actually sticks. And you may want to leave it this way for a few moments. And this is our finished project. So I think it came out really cute. I really like it. Now to cover those holes, I have this ribbon that I bought in a dollar store, and you can actually place few dots. So let me just cut. I think we got 4 spaces. So now this ribbon has those dots, different colors. So you can actually pick whichever ones you think would look best on your project. And this you can place it just like that. The best way to position them, it's actually with hot glue, but my glue is off right now, so I will try to glue it with this glue, but I will have to wait for this to dry. Just like that. And I can do the same thing on this side. Okay, and this is the project. So I made 2 of them. So this one, let it dry. Previously I made this one. I did basically the same thing, I just used different paper and it has totally different look. So as you can see, I think both of them came out really nice. I think they are adorable. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you will have fun making them, and I hope to see you in my next video.